Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Whatever time it is for you, I'm Cyclone. It's time for more Let's Play Train Simulator Classic. I told you I'd be back here doing some custom scenarios, didn't I? Look at this little baby. We're actually going to get to go to St. Albans today, and we're going to take a train into Penn Station via a different line than we usually follow. And this is a scenario that was, you can read in the description, operate from St. Albans to Penn Station via main line 2. We usually use 4 when we're going in, 3 when we're going out. So we're taking main line 2 today. This scenario was utilized extensively during development to stress test the signals, and I'm told it did a lot of good things to help find some signal problems. So this is based on actual move on the railroad. Now, I don't know offhand if this is an empty stock movement or if this is actually a service move. I'm guessing by the wording that's an empty stock movement, so one of those 3,000 or 4,000 number scenarios. Or trains, I should say, not scenarios. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and I'm going to see what this movement is. The number might be on the scenario, it might not, I don't know. But we're going to get our chance to take a look at St. Albans from here, and I'm not sure how many scenarios we're going to get that let us do this, so we're going to let us do this. Let's get started, take a look at this really neat little scenario, shall we? I guess we don't have a message to start out this one, so we're just going to turn the train on. We're going to get ourselves set up. So let's bring the HUD up and take a look here. We are at forwards. I'm going to move the brakes up, and I'm going to go ahead and take a look at our task here before we actually get going. Now I'm going to pop out into the free roam and pause for just a second here. So we pause now. I'm going to pop out, and this is St. Albans Station. You can see that we are looking indeed at St. Albans Station. So this is our first real look at the station. Let's just take a nice quick look at it. You can see the ticket box here. Now this is all new. None of this was in Train Sim World. So this ticket box is brand new. Whoops, touchscreen to start. Tap, tap, not working. And we can proceed, obviously, then platform like any other location. Now this, we can actually go downstairs here. I'm actually surprised this is modeled on St. Albans because this again is brand new. This is not in Train Sim World. So I'm surprised this was modeled so well. I'm happy it's modeled so well because we can go down the street here. We can go to the traffic light and say, never mind. I'll stop acting. I was acting like I was run over. So this is the route here from St. Albans. And there's not going to be much back here. Let's just look at the rest of the station. We have our little place we can pop into. Get a nice screenshot of the train from inside the shelter. We got the normal things here. Do not hold the doors. And we can make our way. You can see the workmen over here. They're doing some work over in this area apparently. And the route's going to eventually end up here at the other end of the station. So if we head in this direction, I believe it was this direction, because we're on the left, so it has to be the wrong way for us now. You can see the scenery does eventually end. The road over here does come to an end. You go under the bridge, so it pretty much ends scenery over there. If we keep going along here, we're going to reach the end of the route itself. In fact, you can probably see the end of the route coming right now. If I zoom in, there's the buffers for the end of the route. Normally this would continue to Valley Stream. For us, this is the end of the route. So this is the end of the journey. Obviously, we can't come this way, but we do start very, very close to the terminus. And if we were to continue, you would go to Valley Stream. So that's where we are. We're going to pop back into St. Albans here. Let's pop out and take a nice look from the air. That's St. Albans heading into the Jamaica area, heading to the north. That's where we're going to be going. Let's get going. So going into a power setting, we are allowed to go 60 miles per hour. We are starting at an 80 code in the 60 mile per hour zone, but we are going to get dropped down very quickly, I believe, coming into Jamaica. I don't see why we wouldn't. So we have to go to stop at Hall Montauk Branch Track 2. So we're not going to be going too far, I don't think. 2.5 miles. We're already being coded down to a 70, so I'm not going to push my time here. By the way, we don't have timings on this. Except for the 12:10, where we have to pick up passengers, that's our only timing. If we don't do that, we fail the scenario. I'm going to go ahead and keep the speed at 40 for right now. I probably should have pushed it a little bit, but I'm going to keep it at 40 and see what happens. Except I keep increasing to 41, so I'm going to let that just happen. So we're on a bit of a downhill there. No longer are we on that downhill. So I'm pumping it back now to 40. Knowing that the signal is going to push me back. I knew the code to 40 was coming. That's why I kept the speed back. I probably should have pushed a little bit. I don't know what I was being warned about there. Oh, the 60. I was being warned about the 60. We're on a 1.7 uphill right now, so I'm applying a significant amount of power. Let's take a look at where we are. We're on the bridge, coming over the rest of the tracks into Jamaica. That's where we are right now. Nice little view. You don't get to see that one very often. So here's the tracks we're familiar with going under the bridge, under the flyover. So I'm cutting my speed back right now. My throttle rather, because we're going to be coming on a downhill in just a moment. That's going to bring our speed up nicely. We're going to have this signal, I think, also cut us back to 30. I know, thank you. So now we're on the main line. This is nothing unusual for us now. We're doing exactly what we normally would at this point. If we center on where we are, there's where we are. Our stop is coming up at Hall Montauk Branch, track number 2, Jamaica. Actually, it's just Hall Montauk Branch. Our pickup is shortly after that, I should say. So I have a feeling we're going to have to wait for a signal up here. That's probably what's going to happen. We're being warned right now about the 30, which we're already going, coincidentally enough. We are being coded, by the way, for the 30 at this point still, so we are good. But we're going to get dropped to 15, I believe, right now if I watch this. There it is. Shush. I know. Stop making me stop. I need to get to Hall. Let me get to Hall. Jerk. Oh, I thought it said max power for a second. So I need to get to Hull before I can actually come to a stop. I have a feeling the reason we're stopping is because the signal up ahead is probably not clear. So if I look ahead, yeah, we do have a signal that's going to tell us right now a slow approach. We have to approach the next signal expecting to stop. So this is a slow approach signal. We have to respond to that signal. I have a feeling this train is the one we're going to be waiting for because we're going to track number 6, so it shouldn't be. We shouldn't be waiting for him at all. So I'm not sure what's going on here. Probably a train coming out of Jamaica. Now we have 8 cars, so we can put any of the cars on. We can come a little closer to the signal if we want to, but I can tell you this from past experience, we're going to get a positive stop on us. We're going to find ourselves hitting a positive stop. So I better put a little bit of brakes on now to be sure. We have to stop here anyway. Is our signal telling us we can't go? Our signal... Okay, we have a signal that allows us clearance. However, we have to make the stop here anyway, so I'm just going to go ahead and stop right now and take care of this problem. So when we're done with this stop, we're going to have a restricting signal, I believe that is. Yeah, restricting signal. Proceed at restricted speed, not exceeding 15 miles per hour. And we have to be able to stop within range of a train if we see a train. So moving ahead. We should make our stop on time as long as we get up to 15 very quickly, so I'm going to do that. So we're going to proceed now into Jamaica, track number 6. Preferably not speeding. A little bit of a downhill here that the train is trying to push up. I see a train up ahead. Ha ha! Look at this! We get to stop in front of this train. So we can just wait here for a minute because I think this train is going to be leaving. Whoops. I think this train is going to be leaving. I want to verify. Yeah, this is service number 2. He's going to be leaving. So we're kind of blocking the track for this number 7. And sure enough, you can see that he is now leaving. So as he moves ahead, we're going to get the lovely, lovely experience of following this guy through the station. So we can... He's taken off way too quickly for my liking, but we are basically following him through the station. That's literally what we're doing right now. We're literally following him. This is what Jamaica is known for. Following trains at close range. If you come in at just the right moment, you can actually follow that train literally within a few hundred yards of its bumper. So we made it to our track fully at Jamaica. We can now open the doors and allow passengers on. Now, if we were to stop and open doors on just the front car, which we could have done, we might have been in the way of another train, and it might have actually knocked us off if the AI didn't behave properly. Of course, in real life, you might have someone stupid enough doing that as well, but we won't talk about that. So we've reached the end of our platform at Jamaica, close enough anyway. I'm going to open the doors. This will clear the task for the stop at Jamaica. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at our train very quickly before we continue the scenario. Departing Jamaica, track number 6. Our next stop is Penn Station. We are on a slow clear, I believe that is, up ahead. And because this is not a clear scenario, I'm not too concerned about anything to do with speeding. If I do speed a little bit, it happens. So be it. And you can see that we don't have a timing for our last stop at Penn Station. It is our next and final stop at Penn Station. We're going to go via Herald Interlocking. And then we're going to make our way to 2. We're going to take the eastbound passenger down tunnel number 2. And we're going to go via F Line 2 connection into Penn 11. New York Penn 11. Keep in mind Long Island Railroad is normally 14 to 21. So we're taking a little bit of a different path today. My guess would be because the station is probably very, very crowded up at New York Penn. Let's actually see how bad it is. Someone's lying to me. Someone's lying to me. Ah. So if I were to, this is a test scenario, so I don't expect the trains to be there. I'm just kidding, obviously. It's a test scenario. But in any case, I'm going back to the introduction, I can kind of, now that I know this was a passenger pickup, I can kind of allude to what the service actually was. Because during the day, the tracks that come through this, or the trains that come through the St. Albans track that we started on, are either Babylon services, which come from Babylon through the Valley Stream area and then up through St. Albans to Jamaica and then to either Penn or Jamaica, or Penn or Atlantic Terminal and sometimes Harris Point Avenue. So that's one possibility of what this train could be. The other one is this could be a West Hempstead service, and I kind of alluded to 9, 20, 21, 23, numbers like that, possibly 951. But I'm less inclined to think 9:51 because 9:51 is where the trains would start the afternoon. At noon, that's when the times would change over. So the train numbers, I should say, would change over. So it's probably more of a 9:15, 9:17, 9:19, somewhere in that area. If you check the weekday timetable, you can probably match this up to one of those numbers based on our 12 o'clock starting time at St. Albans. And if I actually find information as to what the exact train would be on today's timetable, I'll actually match it up for you in the comments. Look in the comments, there might be information there. So I may have that information for you already. We have a clear signal and an alert. An alert. And another alert for 70. We have an approach signal. We're still being coded for 80 right now, but we should be following, I believe, that train out of Jamaica that we saw in front of us previously at platform 6. I believe we're following him out of Jamaica. I'm just going to go ahead and go up to speed because I want to see if I can pull in the following setup here. Let's actually... We're being coded for 70. Yeah, we're following that train. We're definitely following that train. You can see him... That's not the train we're following. That's service number 4 at the station here. I think that's Kew Gardens we're passing. I had panicked for a second thinking I was going to run into him, but no, that wasn't him at all. So it was Kew Gardens. There are no... Yeah, there's the train up there. Service 3, you can see him up ahead. That's actually a different service than we followed before. We followed service 1 previously. So now we're going to be following service 3. We're trying to catch up to him. $60 might do it. I'm going to go ahead and just let the power go a little bit higher. So the idea of this test scenario was to see what happened when a train was following another train. We're being coded now for 70. So if the train ahead clears the next signal, we're going to find ourselves coded back to an 80. If not, we're going to be coded down to a 40. And there's the approach medium coming up right now. We just passed under an approach medium, so the train now has to slow down. Yep, 40, just like I thought. So I put the throttle back up to keep ourselves going. As we got ourselves moving back up towards 40, the speed did clear back up to 80, but we're coming up upon the next signal right now. So I'm going to leave my speed exactly where it is for right now, because I think we're going to be coded back down very, very shortly. We saw this in the empty stock movement scenario coming from Hicksville, heading to the Hillside Yard, in fact. We saw this exact kind of behavior. We're still being coded right now for 80, so I'm going to go ahead and just keep it at 40 because I have a feeling we're going to have to stay that. If we're not down to 40 by the next signal, I'm going to go ahead and speed it back up. We have a clear signal. I'm going to speed back up. So the train up ahead must be going at the 60-mile-per-hour speed limit, which is what I would expect. So we must not be going fast enough to catch up to this train, which is, you know, my fault. I didn't give us enough speed out of the gate to catch up to him. That's my fault. We do have a 60 coming up here. So we're going to be coded for a 70 in just a moment anyway. Like now. Now we should not be getting coded for a 40 at the next signal unless we're within range of that other train again. We just got coded for an 80, so we're going to get our 70 drop again here. This might be for the 60. The upcoming 70 drop will be for the 60, I believe. We do have a clear signal. And there's the code for the 70. We're going to have to drop to 60 as well. Now, we're not going to be coded back up to 80 at this point because our speed is coming down to 60. I was just actually trying to slow down. We were getting a positive stop indicator here, which was basically telling us we have to slow down. This is now our 60 coming up. Another signal coming up we're going to read. Now we have to assume we're 60 all the way. We're green over red right now, so we have no problems with going 60 at this time. I will do so. Now all the tasks are go via tasks. We don't have to make any stops at any of these upcoming locations. We just have to continue through the checkpoints. That's it. We're still being coded for 70 in this area. We're going through now Woodside. We still have a green over red, so I believe we might have that train too far ahead of us to catch it now. You can see that he is indeed somewhere way up here now. We're not going to find him at this point. He's way ahead of us. So I'm not going to be able to show this off exactly the way that I wanted to, but oh well. Yep, we're still being coded for 60, so we're good. There is, however, 45 coming up. We will get dropped to 40 just for that in a moment. Penalty stop. So we're being coded for 40 now. I thought a little early, so we must be coming up to that train again. I didn't think we were that close to it. So there's one of our checkpoints. Here's the next one. Oh, we have a red over flashing yellow. Now you're going to ask me what a red over flashing yellow is, and I actually have to review my notes for this one, to be completely honest with you, because, oh, something fell off my desk. I have to review that one because I don't see that one very often. This is a one that I think you only see inside of the Penn area. Stay at coast, please. Oh, we're coming to a downhill. Let's slow down a little bit. What are you warning us about? Oh, the 45. Thank you. Thank you. So that red over flashing yellow is a medium approach. We have to proceed prepared to stop at the next signal, which is exactly what's going to happen to us now, I believe. I might have actually just went past the signal. Did I go past the signal and not notice? I might have to review the tape on this one. Ah! Can I reset this, please? Can I? Okay, guys, this is annoying. Yeah, shut up. That's what you do when you're not happy with your train continuing to beep at you as if you did something wrong, which technically I did because I was trying to continue through a stop signal. So something up ahead is blocking our progress. We're going to have to wait for this signal to clear, and then we're going to find out what that progress is being blocked by. I might have actually gone through. Ah, the train is pulling into Hunters Point Avenue right now before we can actually go to the tunnel. So we're taking the Line 2 connection. In order for that to happen, we now have a clear, actually. We're now able to proceed. So we have our signal just upgraded from a single yellow on the third track to a green on the second track. So we're now able to proceed into our necessary track here. So we had to wait for the train to enter Hunters Point Avenue. That was the whole idea. I'm going only about 15 right now, just to make sure we don't... I was trying to go 15. In fact, that's exactly what I'm being coded for, which is... No, we can code 30. I can go 30. So we can now proceed. And if I bring up the tags, the tags are not working. Okay. Being warned for the 60, and now again for the 45 as a speed drop, which kind of seems silly because we were just going 45. We're going to get dropped to 40 now. By the way, I have no throttle applied. I'm just coasting at this point. I know we're going downhill, so I'm going to just stay with the downhill. So, while I have a second, we'll take a look at the train. I believe the train that we were following might be somewhere in that direction now. No, we're service 1. No, I don't see it. I don't see it. We must be past Hunters Point Avenue at this stage. Oh, yeah, we are definitely past Hunters Point Avenue at this stage. Oh, no. We're not. It's right over there. It's right over there. So looking back outside, we're going to eventually see the train we were following. Service 2 you can see on the HUD up ahead there, and on the HUD on the display. So you can actually see it up there. That's the train that we were following. We're going to be moving into the tunnel in just a moment. As we move into that tunnel, we're going to be forced back into our cab. But you can see Service 2 over there. We were following him out of Jamaica, and he has now arrived at Hunters Point Avenue. He is still pulling into Hunters Point Avenue, and he's making his stop. So there you go. So now we're going to get pulled into the tunnel, as you can see. I'm just going to go into the cab myself to avoid being snapped in. And you can still see Service 2 kind of on the outside there. And now I'm starting to go too fast, so I need to watch my speed now. Take that back. I'm coded for an 80. Never mind. I'm not going too fast at all. Let's go ahead and speed up. I don't think my headlights are on, are they? They weren't. You can't see much anyway. I'm not going to apply too much power at this point. I'm just going to stay at 50 because why not? 60 is our limit. We're on a downhill, so we're going to be gaining speed into the 60 anyway. We're going to eventually have a signal stopping us from going any faster. When that happens, that basically is what happens. We're still clear, green over red. We're done with our downhill, so we're going to start hitting the uphill as we get slowed down, I believe. I'm going to get ourselves down towards 40 now just to help the avoid having to slow down too much at the signal up ahead, because there is a 15 coming up you can see in the distance as we get towards Penn. So I'm currently coasting at 40. I'm going to go ahead and just keep applying throttle to stay at 40. Minimum power should be enough. I shouldn't need to go any higher. Take that back. I did go higher. Actually, I might need to go higher. So I slowed down a little early, apparently, is what I'm understanding here. Moment of lag there. Ah, signals are telling us to slow down now. Excellent. So there's our warning for 40. The downhill is starting to smooth out a little bit, but we should be coding down to 30 in just a moment, so I'm going to move it to coast in just a moment. In fact, now's a good time to do that, to let the speed drop just a wee bit. Now I'm going to hold minimum power. And because the next signal is going to probably drop us to 15, I'm going to actually drop my speed further right now. Yep, there's a 30. I saw that coming. So I'm going to actually go ahead and put the speed down myself to 15 at this stage. And I'm now on a little bit more shallow ground here, so I should be able to hold some speed here, coming up to the 15. I may need to put a little bit of extra power on the train to maintain this 15, which if I need to, I'll do it. Yeah, I need to do it. Oh, I could have just got a minimum power. That would have done it. Never mind. Minimum power will do the job now. So you can see a buffer on the track over there. A little bit confusing that buffer's over there, but it is. The other track, actually I can see why now. The other track moved away a little bit. That's why that track is a buffer track. It appeared in the middle of the two tracks. So here we are coming up to New York Penn track number 11. A track that we usually do not use. This is a track for a different service. Stop it. I don't think it's the Amtrak ones. I think Amtrak is the southernmost tracks. I forget who is in the middle of the area, though. I actually forget. It's not that we're probably going to see him in another scenario, so I'm not too worried about it. We'll see him in a future scenario in a different route, probably. So I'm not worried about who it is right now, but it is a different service than LIRR or Amtrak, I believe, that takes the middle tracks. So I know Amtrak shares some of the middle tracks with that other network as well. So this is what Platform 11 looks like. Using our horn a little bit here, why not? So I don't think a lot of work was actually done on this side of the station. So there may be some odd floating items over here. I'm trying to see if there are any on the platform as I look out the window, but I don't see any so far. Everything looks good so far. I'm going to continue to the end of the platform because I can. Unless the signal stops us before the end of the platform, but I am slowing down now just in case. No, the signal is allowing us to go. It's a yellow over red. So I can follow to the end of the platform as at my leisure. I won't be able to go past the signal at the end of the platform. You can see the west side yard access up ahead. I probably should have stopped before the signal just because that's probably where passengers prefer to get off, not all the way at this end of the platform. But this is what we've done. This is where we are. So let's take a quick look at the end of the train as we finish this scenario. Well, I didn't expect that to happen the way it did, but apparently the success completion happened as I went to unpause for the picture. So yeah, that's the end of that scenario. And I just want to say, if you enjoy that little diversionary scenario, make sure you like the video, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'm going to try another scenario from the workshop. So I'm going to ask you to try a scenario in the workshop. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a shot. And I hope to put that up as the next video. It sounds like it's a good scenario from what others have said. But it seems like there's a problem in that scenario, and I want to see if I can solve why the scenario is causing that problem. So I'm going to take a look at it before I actually play it, see if I can solve this problem. In the meantime, I'll see you for that. As I go to the menu, unexpectedly, we are done this scenario. So I'll see you for that scenario up ahead as long as everything works out with it. If not, we'll probably come up with something else on Friday. So if you see a Wednesday, it's probably going to be this scenario. If you don't see a Wednesday, well, the scenario didn't work out. We'll give it a try. In any case, I'll see you next time. I'm Cycling. Have a wonderful day, evening, or night, whatever it is for you. You're part of the world. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.